Hello there, Texas Deacon here. Thank you for joining me. As I've said in the past, I am highly political. It's just that the friends around me encourage me to go down the religious road, which is really my first love anyway. But I did reserve the option to get political on occasion, and today I'm getting political. I'm entitled today's session as, strangely enough, Texas State Required Liability Auto Insurance. You know, this little piece of paper that you have to have every time the police stop you or you get a ticket. Why would I be concerned about something like that? First of all, I do not like any more government controls over us than we have, and I have a plan that will save people money. People pay for their auto insurance by the month, every 3 months, 6 months, or a year. We've all seen these commercials on TV for $59 a month, and I don't know if that's every month or the first month. You can get automobile liability insurance. Mainly it's the poor people that these insurance companies like that prey upon. Now, let's just say you pay your $59 for your month's insurance and your car breaks down. You have a hard time getting it fixed. It's a month before you get it fixed. Guess what? You owe another $59. Your next door neighbor, who also has the same company, pays his $59 and drives about 100 miles a month. The neighbor on the other side of you also pays the same $59, but he drives about 5,000 miles a month. Really burns up the road. There seems to be something wrong here. I propose a pay-at-the-pump system for your liability insurance. This will only cover the state-required liability, not comprehensive, not commercial, or not any other kind of insurance that you might want or have. First, let's take a look at the cost of a gallon of gas. Right now, it's around $3 a gallon. But people do not know how much of that is tax and how much of that is price of gas. Online I got some figures. I thought they were higher than this, but they're not, according to the online. It says, in Texas, the federal tax is 18.4 cents. That's nationwide. The state tax is 20 cents. And you have the environmental assurance fee, whatever that is 4/10 cents per gallon. Plus you have local taxes, county and city. I propose to add a small amount to the price of a gallon of gas. This will be opposed by some that would argue that they wouldn't pay anything rather than increase the price of gas by 1 penny. Years ago there was a saying, I haven't heard this in more years than I like to think. And it goes like this: there goes a man that spent $1 to save a dime. A lot of people that we know, you know, I know, are like that. How many times have you known someone that will buy something on sale, 25% off, something they don't really need, put it on their credit card, and then end up paying twice as much as it was worth in cost? First, let's take a look at this plan that I'm talking about, the pay-at-the-pump plan. This is what it would cover. Any vehicle on any road in Texas where that vehicle is required to have liability insurance. Read it again. Any vehicle on any road in Texas where that vehicle is required to have liability insurance. And when I say any, I mean any. Now, the chance of this situation I'm going to describe ever happening are virtually zero. However, we have a situation. The police in Louisiana are chasing a stolen car. It's headed toward the Texas line. That car has no license, it has no inspection, it has no insurance. Under my plan, as soon as it crossed the Texas line, it would have minimum liability insurance. You may think it a little strange that there would be a reason for such an all-inclusive law. However, With an all-inclusive law, you eliminate the involvement of police in your insurance, lawyers in your insurance, judges in your insurance. And by eliminating those people, the cost of insurance would drop. Plus, you would eliminate a whole bunch of paperwork that the insurance companies have to do, sending out these little pieces of paper here to everybody and mailing the checks in. It would all be covered. Since everyone would be covered, it would bring down the cost of insurance, I believe, to maybe half what it is now. Cost of liability. Remember, we're only talking about liability insurance only. Now, this shouldn't have to be said, but I'm going to say it. There's some yo-yo out there that's going to say, well, because I'm paying insurance on the gasoline, I want that insurance to cover my lawnmower, my chainsaw, my weed eater, my edger. Well, right now he's paying federal and state tax on that gasoline he's putting in his riding lawnmower. Does that think that gives him the right to ride it down the interstate? No. Use a little common sense. Now, as for you tree huggers out there, you should be happy that my pay-at-the-pump plan would save thousands and thousands of trees every year. And yes, I'm a tree hugger too, and proud of it. Earlier I specified on Texas Road. I'll explain that. I don't want someone living in Texarkana, Arkansas, coming over to Texas, buying some gasoline, keeping the receipt, and claiming, hey, I have insurance in Texas. It covered my car here too. No. A Texas car would be covered out of state. Since it has Texas registration, it's covered automatically no matter where you drove it, no matter where just as your insurance does today. I'm going to do a little driving skit here, a little reenactment, okay? It'll be a little fun thing. Okay. Here I am driving down the road. Flashing lights in my rearview mirror. I'm being pulled over. Yes, officer. Oh, you haven't stopped enough white males today, and that's the reason you stopped me. I wasn't doing that. But you want to see my driver's license and insurance. Okay. There's my driver's license, insurance. I just had it. Where did I put it? 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 Oh, what's this? You already wrote the ticket? I'll go see the judge and he'll throw it out. Okay, thank you, officer. Have a nice day too, I guess. Now, a very similar situation happened to an acquaintance of mine about a year and a half ago. I embellished on the white male, and he went to court. And the judge, like I say, he threw it out. However, cost him a half a day's work, and he had to pay court costs. Under my pay-at-the-pump plan, you don't need this thing anymore. You're automatically covered if you're on any Texas road. And also, too, the money will be collected and sent to Austin by the gas station, just like it is right now, no changes. And we will not create another government agency or bureaucracy to handle this money. Insurance companies, it'll be turned over to them, and they will decide how to divide up those hundreds of millions or billions of dollars that will be collected through this system. My plan would not change the way that most people buy insurance. This would only affect a small portion of the people. You can still choose your own company like you always do. A lot of people would go the rest of their life and never know who their insurance company or insurance agent was. No problem there. Let's just say you have an accident and you have no idea who your insurance company is. Go to the computer, go to a website, plug in the address on your driver's license. It will tell you who your insurance company is and who your agent is. Now comes to what I call the fun part. Who will benefit? The poor who can't afford it? The elderly who drive very little, only to church, doctor, grocery store? a dream car. All of us have wanted that special car. But we can't afford, if we buy the car, then we've got to use it to go back and forth to work, wear it out in traffic, going to the mall, shopping everywhere. Under my plan, since you only pay when you're driving, you could buy your car, buy a second car to drive back and forth to work, to go get fight in traffic, while your dream car sits in your garage. I'd like to have a 5-year-old Mustang or a 5-year-old Camaro that I bought brand new, sitting in my garage with 8,000 miles on it, driving it only when I wanted to on those pretty days. How about the old boy that wants a large family car, an older economy vehicle to get him back and forth to work? He wants a 4-wheel drive for hunting and off-road. He needs a pickup. Under my plan, he could afford these because his insurance would not be eating him alive. Now, this is the real kicker here. Teenage male drivers. I know some people that were forced to take in a relative due to some bad family situations just a few months ago, a teenage boy. Since they took legal custody of this teenage boy living in their house, their insurance jumped from $800 every 6 months to $2,100 every 6 months. It is a real financial burden, and they took in this man, or this teenager, to help him to do the right thing, to do the Christian thing. I'm going to recap the payment at the pump plan. You don't have to keep up with paper. Poor people will pay less. Only pay when you drive. Insurance never expires, so you don't have to worry about keeping up with the little paper there. Teenage drivers don't count anymore. Remove the police, the lawyers, and the judges from your insurance. And since it saves paper, it helps the environment. Who are those that's going to be opposed? Well, we know what speed traps are. They write you a ticket for speeding. They'll write you a ticket for anything. We see them on the interstate. We're going down the interstate and we see a police car from some little city that we think is miles off the interstate. Well, they'll run a little arm out there and touch that interstate. And they're using the motoring public to support their city, their projects, their whatever they want. This would take one thing away from them. And also, too, other people be opposed to are the ones that buy the phony slips that you can get out there. If you know where you can buy these things for a few dollars and you don't have to have insurance. It just says you have insurance. Think about it. Think of how it would benefit everybody. Now, from the insurance part, on liability, I'm finished with that. However, I do want to run one other thing by you involving insurance. Many years ago, I learned about it called an umbrella policy. Now, an umbrella policy, when I talked to my agent, he knew very little about it. He knew about them. He had never handled any of them. And he was discouraging me, but I stayed on him and stayed on him until he started giving me some figures. He said I couldn't afford it. It was too expensive. But then as he got investigating, he said, no, wait. If you get the umbrella policy, you won't have to have this insurance here. You won't have to have this insurance. You won't have to have this insurance. You know, you might be able to afford this. It cost me at that time an extra $125 a year for a large umbrella policy that had a lot of personal liability in it. Being a responsible citizen, when I got my concealed carry permit, one of the first things I did was I called my insurance company, told them, and wanted to see if I could get an insurance policy for some sort of coverage for my gun. Oh no, you already have the personal liability umbrella policy. You're covered. Think about it, people. Think about it. You carry a gun, you could get in trouble. You could be sued. Talk to your insurance agent. And if he doesn't give you good answers, talk to another one, okay? It's very important. Thank you. May God bless America. May God bless the Republic of Texas. And may God bless you and yours.